Hello, good people, and welcome to my channel. So, this is my very first live streaming um, right here, and I just want to go through a process of how I do my designs, how I design things, and how um, what kind of, I don't know, thoughts go through my head, what I've been thinking about. And as you can see, well, I'm using Adobe XD, Adobe Experience Design, which is still in beta mode. So you can actually get this for free right now because they're still testing it. But it's a really great tool for prototyping. And if you're still using Photoshop, then I would say, get off the stream. No, I'm just playing. This is a much better software to use for that. It's kind of like when you're trying to create a logo in Photoshop, when you have Illustrator to do all that kind of thing, so this is a platform to prototype stuff. So let's just go in it, and what I'm going to be creating is a landing page, and it's an email marketing software. Let's say that's the brief. All right, we are going to design for somebody, a small company that's launching, and they really want a landing page to get people to sign up, maybe, or to find out more, sign up for a free trial, find out about, just a few types of information dealing with what the company does. But we want to make it look really nice, really slick, and really professional, because some of the landing pages I've seen out there, they just no, I don't vibe with them, right? So I just thought to myself, okay, so let's see what I can come up with, something quick. I'm not sure how long it's gonna take. But yeah, before I do that, so I have these logos. I downloaded these logos, and I downloaded them from this person. They're free to use. Should put them up so I can use them, but definitely check out the Instagram and you can see where I got them. I got them from somewhere else, but this is her page. Definitely go there, check her out, support her, whatever. So we're gonna be using these, and you're gonna see where I'm gonna put them, but we're not gonna use them now. For now, the first thing I want to do is let's create our screen. All right, so this is just 1280, right? And that's what I'm gonna be working with, because that's the size of my screen. You can definitely do, I'm not sure if you're familiar with Adobe Experience. It's really quite easy. I'm not gonna go into how you use everything. You're just gonna see me do everything, and hopefully you can pick it up if you haven't used it before. But if you've used like Adobe Creative Cloud apps, then it shouldn't take you too long to get familiarized with this, so you should be fine, to be honest. All right, so what's the first thing we gotta do? Now, I kind of like, I like the gradient feel. I've been seeing that a lot, and especially on technology platforms, and it's really coming in. I mean, before they used to do gradients really bad, but now I think we're getting somewhere, with the whole gradient process, and I just want to do that. The key to that, obviously, is to find a really good color combination, right? And you can't just use any sort of color or combination of colors, and stay away from gold. That's 90s type of business. So I tested out a few colors, and I found a really good combination, well, a combination that I like, and that combination is right here. All right, let's see what we can do with that. Okay, so we got our blue right there, and then the next one we want is a sort of a greenish type of color. I'm not sure what type of green it is, but it's a nice green, right? And then what I want to do is to just flip this, and then we got it like that. So you got a nice gradient coming up from the bottom. going to the top, you know. Now, before we have this gradient, we need to put an image in there. Now the image is just going to be, it's not too prominent. It's just going to be something nice, and you can sort of see it in the background. You can see it is there. It's giving that little hint of, hey, I'm here, you know. But what's prominent is the gradient and the text we're gonna put on top of it. Now we need to take off these borders. Okay, now to do that, let's just, if I go into my images, and right, so this image is from a photographer called Andrew Palmer. Okay, if you search for him, I'm sure you can find him on the social networking sites and whatnot. But yeah, let's put that in there. And then it's simple. And remember, like, if you're using this Adobe Experience Design, resize your images, especially if they're like 5K by 6K, you know, and that's, when I say K, I mean 6,000 megabytes or something like this. That's too big. If you use a lot of images that are that big, you'll start to lag your computer when you're using Adobe XD. So resize them to about 1200 to 1280 to 700 or something like that. And the next thing we need to do is to just drag that, and don't forget to take the border off that. So we got that. Now we need to put down the alpha a little bit. So if we do something like that, so you have something that's subtle and it's in the background, and it's just sitting like that, you know. It's you can tell that some kind of flying going on there, you know, parachutes and whatnot, but it's not too prominent. We want the gradient to be prominent. Now the next thing we want to do is, let's just have some kind of hero type of message right here. In fact, I'm not gonna use that one. I'm just gonna use, if I do something like that, and I really like Montserrat. Montserrat is a good one to go for. Another one is, like, if you want to be safe, use Open Sans. Alright, so MO. Now where is our Montserrat? There we go. Oh, we actually have to type something in there first. Alright, so let's say something like email marketing. Made easier or simpler. No, easier. Easier is good. Or simpler. Yeah, that should be okay. Alright, so let's give that a 35. And then let's make sure that we're centering it. It snaps right there. See, that's the thing with Adobe Experience Design. It's got these little tools that allow you to snap. You don't have this in Photoshop or in the other one. What's the other one? Illustrator. You don't have that. Let's see if we can. Yeah, if we say medium is alright. Okay. Now, one thing that we need. Okay, well, let's leave that for now. Now let's put our little subtitle. Okay, you can say whatever, you know, email marketing. You know what? This is what we're gonna do. Let's get some lorem ipsum some Latin text, Latin fonts, and then just use that, copy, okay. Let's place that in there for future reference, and then let's get something like that, and let's put that in there. Okay, now let's give this let's give it the same font. If we can just go Montserrat, I mean, you can mix and match fonts if you want. A really good font that goes with Montserrat is PT Mono, but then that you really want to get in, if you're doing a lot of typography on your website, then you might want to mix and match that. But I find that for technology sites, it's much better if you just stick to one font, you know, and it's just easier that way, and it's just, you know, consistent. So if we do something like that, and let's give it a white, there we go. Now, one thing you need to take into account is you need to be able to distinguish the primary text from the secondary text. Okay, so the way we do that is we just give this a slight, like an 87 opacity. It's really subtle, but then on high definition screens you can really see it. I mean, you can even see it from here, right? And then another thing we can do is to put a little divider right there, pure preference, and then obviously we need to give that divider a little white. Okay, there we go. Let's see if we say let's say 21. 21 is fine. Okay, so we got that. We got that for now. And so what do we need to do now? Obviously we need to put a call to action. Okay, what are they gonna do when they get there? All right, what is it that they're gonna do? What do you want them to do? Okay, if I was, you know, if I was with the company, okay, I would want them to either sign up somehow, or to join some kind of list, or to, you know, something. They have to do something. Okay, so what we're gonna do is have them, in fact, this is kind of bothering me. Let me put it to light. Let's see what happens if we, that's much better, I think. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, I like that. I like that better. All right, let's give it some buttons right here. Now you have some type of buttons that are being used nowadays, okay, and they have like shadow. You kind of see that most of the time when you're dealing with material design. When you click it, you can see that you kind of press the button and it depresses down, you know. So how do you reflect that when you're dealing with this? Well, first thing you need to do is to give it a shadow, okay, and just increase that shadow a little bit, maybe like that. Let's take off this border and then give it a border radius of about 5 will do. then let's give this a 48. 48 is about okay for a button size, right? It's okay. It's pretty standard. And then in here, what we want to do is to say to sign up for a free trial. And what you want to do is, whenever you're dealing with buttons, you want to caps. You want to, the button text should be in caps. It's just good practice to have it that way. So we have sign up, or let's say try it for free. Try it for free. Okay. Now let's drag that up and then give a little padding in there. Now this actually should be about 14 pixels, and have it to be medium. Okay, and then drag it a little bit. So you want to have it to be about that, to be about 16 padding on each side. That should be about standard. $15 is alright. And then now let's give it a color. I want to give it our primary color, which I would think that our primary color is this blue right here. Then we give it that. There we go. And then we also want another option, and that option, in fact, what we can do here is to group these and then copy it and paste it, and then do something like that, so you can get, that the spacing, the padding is accurate. Because for this button, this is the secondary button. All right, you delete that, and then here you just give it a white. There we go. So this right here, what you want with the person, you want them primarily. Okay, one thing I didn't do is request a demo. Okay, request a demo. Okay, so you want them to request some kind of a demo, right? However, you don't want that to be the primary thing that they do. You want them to sign up. So which button is going to be prominent, right? It's obviously the try for free. That's the one you want them to see first. But then they have a secondary option, which is that. Okay. Now, let's just see if we can center everything. We can do something like that. I think that would do. And let's do something like that. Here we go. There we go. And there you go. So you got a landing page already. Well, the first part of it. All right, it's pretty simple. It's got your tag, what your company, what it's trying to solve, email marketing made simpler. And then you have secondary text. It goes into how that happens. Okay, try it for free or request a demo. All right, there we go. Now obviously we need, in fact, before we go into all that, let's give our company a name. let's just say I'm not gonna create a logo for this because we don't have time for that. So if we say something like, let's say our company is called Flymail. And then let's give it a medium or even a bold. Give it the same font just for consistency. Where are we? Montserrat, where are you? There we go. Alright, now let's pull that down a little bit. Maybe 28. Let's see how it looks with 28. It might be too big. Nah, it's too big, I think. Let's put it down to 21. Let's see. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that should be okay. That's fine. Alright. Now, one thing we can do here is a little trick that I like to do when I'm in XD is to create a grid. Let's give this 64. So the grid is the size of our nav bar. Our nav bar is 64 pixels in height. Okay. So let's do something like that. And then let's do something like that. Yep. And then let's just let's give it just a different color. Okay. And let's just make sure, okay, so this is centered, and then something like that. That's perfect. That's fine. And then when we go down like that, let's see what we got here. Okay. Email marketing made easier. Let's pull down that a little bit. Maybe we wanna I mean, obviously most of this comes down to what kind of fonts you're working at, what kind of spacing you have. So yeah, something like that. You know, we got that. Now let's go ahead and increase the canvas size because we want more information down here. So if we say 1200, 1800 maybe. Now we need some kind of place to show our video, right? We have a video that we want to show the people how it works. How are we going to do that? And that's exactly what we're going to do on this tab or this section. Alright, we're not going to use this. What we're going to do is bring it back to solid color and just do something like that. Now let's put the border for a second so we can see what we're doing. We need to halve this. See how it snaps? I just love that. Copy, paste, and then oh, something ain't right. Did it snap in the middle? That's the middle right here. Copy, paste. There we go. Perfect. Alright, now before we put the video stuff, let's do something like some kind of bullet points, you know, with some icons, something that speaks to the person, you know. It tells them three or four things that the software does, right? So for that we need a couple icons and you know, a few lines of text on each. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, before we do that though, let's take these, copy, paste, before we do that. Let's say something like simplicity is key. And then it goes into explaining more what it means by simplicity is key. Let's just change these words around a little bit. There we go. And let's lose the center focus. That's perfect. All right, now the fonts, I've got actually the what I want to use for the font colors. So for the dark one, if we just do something like, oh no, I just copied that. Copy this, take that and paste that in there. And then for this one, again, I had to really test out different kind of font colors and font combinations in terms of like the colors, and I got to this. It takes some time to get a look that you really want. That's why I didn't show it here, otherwise you would have been bored and it would have taken too long, this video. So I thought I would do the grunt work for you. Now we don't want that to be 35. Let's put it to about 28. Now which one is this? This is 21. We can put that to 14. Okay, and then we can decrease it like that. Alright, now the next stage, in fact here what we can do is to go in and measure again, where does it begin? Right there. So if we put our grid, so you see what we're doing here. So we're trying to keep everything consistent, all right? And we're trying to measure everything to be consistent, okay? So if we do something like that, we know that it's consistent with that. Here we go. All right, now the next stage is to get our icons ready, which are right here. Let's just get all these because I don't want to have to come back here. So another thing I love about Adobe Experience Design is that you can just drag assets in here and then they'll show up. Okay, please. Oh, here we go. I thought I spoke too soon right there. All right. So we want 4 things that the company does, right? So this could be something like, you know, you build it, okay? We can have, you know, something like build, automate, customize, send, you know, something like that. 4 points that the platform goes into. And how do we represent that? With icons and a few images, not images, a few lines of text. That's what we're doing here. So we have this one here, and really what we want it to be, we want it to be a height of 24, and make sure that you keep the aspect ratio. So lock that and then say something like 24. Okay, and then let's get this text right here and then bring it down and then go and then do something like that. But we want just maybe 2 lines. 2 lines should be fine. If we need more, we'll check on it again. There we go. Okay, and it's aligned properly. Great. And we'll align everything nicely once we've put everything on paper. So okay, so we have built, right? And then we can say automate, maybe. Again, lock that, do the aspect ratio, put it to 24. Let's just check. Make sure the fonts, the color is consistent. Copy that, make sure you're clicking everything and Let's get our dark font. Do something like that. Perfect. And then this is fine. Okay. And then for this as well. Okay, and let's do that. That's perfect. And drag that, copy paste. There we go. That's too close to the edge, so we're gonna pull it back. Okay, perfect. Right, what's the next one? We need a way to measure whatever we're doing, right? So first you send it off, you send your email campaigns and whatnot. So you've built it, right? You've customized it, okay? And now you send it. Okay, if I can just get hold of this little, there we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. They're tricky when they're so small, you know. 24. Let's make it bigger. Alright. Now we got that. Let's do the same thing. Copy everything and so you see it's using true black, as in like real black, you know. I don't really recommend you use true black. It kind of hurts the eyes sometimes, and it's really strong and it's powerful. So mostly you want to be using very dark grays that really look like black. Okay, it makes a difference. It makes a difference. Stay away from true black. I always say this, stay away from true black. You don't really need to be using true black. Something about the energy that comes out of that is just too intense. It's more than my preference. Okay, it's just trust me on this. Stay away from true black. Alright, so here we go. And we want to make that 24 again. 24 is the size of our icons. That's the size we're using. And there's only one icon that's going to be more than that. It's going to be double, which we will do so in a second once I can get hold of this little bugger right here. There we go. Perfect. So there's logic to this, right? There's really logic to this. You have this system, it allows you to build your emails or however you want to create it, that whatever emails are going out to your subscribers, right? And then it allows you to customize certain things, to create sequences, to create different kind of responses to different situations, right? And then this is that. And then once you do that, you send it off, okay? You send your emails off, and then once you send your emails off, you're getting some data back. You can measure that data, okay? And then this is the essence of our simplicity. This is what we do here at Fly Mail, all right? This is what we do here. Email marketing made simpler, all right? So everything has a process to it. Everything has a reason for it being on this page. Just have only the necessary things on the page, and that's it. You don't need anything else. Alright, so we got that. Let's see how it's looking for now. Okay, it's getting there. It's getting there. It's nice, it's clean. Okay, you see the different hierarchies. Alright, the darker color, you know, from the less darker color, distinguishing between the primary text, the secondary text, i.e., where do you want the eyes to go first? How do you draw attention? All right, naturally they're gonna look and then they're gonna read what this is saying. Okay, so it's that hierarchy. Always be thinking about the hierarchy. Hierarchy is important, otherwise your page, your website, your application is always gonna be looking flat, and you don't really want that. All right, now let's get our measurements on point. There we go. No. Okay, so if we do something like that, okay, perfect. You see, because they're vector files, you really have to get hold of it in the little line, and then if the icon is small or is quite thin, then you're gonna have a difficult time trying to get hold of that. But it's fine. It's a small price to pay for what you get, you know. It's a really small price to pay. All right, there we go. There we go. Get in there. Nice. Drag that up. Again, with the consistent look. Keep everything consistent. Your measurements should be consistent. All right. That's perfect. However, what we might do is actually, if we don't even need this. Here we go. Okay, so let's group that, and then let's drag that back, and then let's bring this down just one notch. There we go. And then maybe we can do the same for you can put that. Maybe if we do, that's too high. Something like this should be fine. That's perfect. All right. Okay, let's see how it's looking. Try it for free. Request a demo. Simplicity is a key. It looks nice. It looks clean. It looks effortless. Okay, you're presenting the information really nicely. Okay, and that's what you need. That's what you need. It has to be clean. It has to look beautiful. All right. Now, let's go to the. We want to create a way for people. Let's say you've got a video that you've created that you want people to see, right? And you know, you want to give them access to that. But what I want to do something different. Okay, I want to put an image in there first. Okay, so let's go to our images and let's see which image we can use. All right, so this image is from rawpixel.com. okay, so definitely check that out there, and it's open source. Obviously, all my assets that I'm using are open source, but just, you know, check it out, see what they got there and whatnot. I have no idea why it came out like that, but we'll just flip it like that. All right, that's perfect. Okay, now let's create an overlay on top of that. In fact, the only thing we need to do right here is to copy that and paste it so it's already on top. You can see that. And then for now, what I want to do is that, but let's get an accurate color for that. Now I'm gonna go to Paletton. I'm not sure if you're gonna be seeing that. I'm not too sure, but if you see my screen, what I do is I go to Peloton and run this in there and then get some mathematically calculated, you know, so you know that you're working with the right kind of colors for the brand color that you have. And once we got that, we don't really need that anymore, and then we come back and then we put that in there. So we definitely know that this color that we're putting in is mathematically correct and it goes with the colors that we're using, and that's what you want. Everything has to be on point, everything has to be correct. Okay, what needs to be calculated has to be calculated, and that's the approach you need to take, because color works in a certain way to people, you know, so you definitely need to be very conscious about how you use color and what kind of color combinations that you got on your platform, what's going on there. Now here we can do two things. We can either pull down the alpha and then do something like that, and it's at 54, or we can reduce it like that. For some reason I prefer doing it the alpha way. I'm not sure actually if it's the same thing. I'm really not. I have no idea. But whatever. Do what's comfortable with you. All right. Now we have our little icon here for our. Let's give it 48, and that's double these icons. Right? It's double again. Mathematically correct. All right, so let's do something like, because this is it's on an overlay, right? We have to make it white. We can't have black, otherwise it's not gonna be looking good. Okay, it's gonna look kind of dodgy and not right, basically. So let's okay, again, let's call our little friend. Actually, before we do that, let's take that and that, copy, paste, and go in there and do something like, give this a white, and then this a white as well. And then we just want one line will do for this. One line is fine. There we go. And let's make sure that everything is centered. Go center that. Okay, all right, so here what we need to say, let's just boost it up a little bit. No, back, simplicity is key. Okay, but what we want to say here is take a pic, right? Take a pic. Look at what we're doing, you know. There we go. Now let's get our friend, our good trusted friend, and let's get our measurements. All right. Let's see where it finishes. Okay, so we got that. Now if we can put this up a little bit, let's center it there, and then this we can have it in the middle, and then this one right on the bottom of the same thing. Is it row or column? row or column. I'm not too sure which one this is row. I think this is row and these are columns. Yeah, the columns are the ones that are vertical, and yeah, I got that right. Okay. And I think this text is still a little bit, if we take that off, and then what we want to do is to center that. Bam. Take a pic. All right, let's see what we got. There we go. See, so they come here, they click the video, and then a pop-up comes through, you know, so good, they're watching the video, this and that, blah blah blah, and then they're good. Now obviously this might be too big, can decrease that. Let's say let's say 32. 32 is fine. Center it. Let's bring those up a little bit. I'm not comfortable with that. Yeah. Okay, so there are multiple ways to make sure that everything that you are measuring is on point with the other ones, you know, because Adobe XD does that for you, and it's pretty cool. All right, I think I'm okay with that for now. Now the next thing we need to do is to create a place where those logos are gonna come. So let's say we have something like that. Now I want to give this a different background, okay, just to highlight a different section, you know, to give the whole design some depth. Now I've got a background that I was testing with. So if we can have a background like this, that should be fine. There you go. So you can see that it distinguishes, okay, between this section and this section. You don't want it to be white and then this is white. It becomes quite flat, and you don't really want flat. You know, you want something that looks dynamic, right? So in here, let's just copy these again. Copy, paste, bring them down, and let's come back to centering this. This should be centered. And then in here you can say something like, you know, you're in good company, right? You are in good company. You are in good company, right? And then another thing that we can do is to have a little divider. I'm a fan of dividers, I love them. And give this a something like that, which is the colors that we're using. Okay, and then let's get our these right here. They come as a set. I just reshuffle them and then put them in the right place. But you know, you can take them, you can do all that kind of thing because they're individual. All right, you can just take that and then do that or whatever. So I've already done this legwork right here because it's pretty basic. You just get the file and either open it in Adobe Illustrator, and then from Adobe Illustrator you just copy it from Adobe Illustrator and paste it, and that's it. So you can't really take it from the file itself without opening Adobe Illustrator. You have to open it in Adobe Illustrator, and then you copy what you opened within Adobe Illustrator, and then you paste it in your Adobe XD. Okay, and then we get something like that. Now we need to increase this a little bit. and let's give it a 2100. Okay. Okay. There we go. We get in there. So we got that. See, look at that. Like, you know, you just have a good place to talk about. Obviously, the companies that are also part of this, that have got this software, this email marketing software, and they're using it. You know, so you can have your names here, the big names and whatever. So again, this is from these logo designs were created by this creator, Agatha Create. That's an Instagram page, so check that out. She did all these designs. Appreciate that, because doing this thing would take too long. They're Creative Commons. She put them out so that they can be used for cases just like this. Alright, so we got that. Now let's get our measuring in place. Let's just make sure that is actually getting to this. Perfect. Stretch that out. Come back in. And then, oops, what's P? I don't even know why I'm saying P. There we go. Okay. What we need to do here is leave out the first line, bring this down, something like that. Can we do something like that? Something like that. And then this little bugger right here, let's see how that looks. And then these, bring them up right there. Alright, let's take a look at that. Let's see if our spacing is okay. No. Bring this down a little bit. Consistency. So this is you working with your intuition as well as design principles and all this sort of thing. So we can get something like that. Nice spacing, all good. So the next thing we need to do is, after we do that, we need a call to action. They've seen all this. They've seen that you work with great companies. This will be a great time again to ask them to either sign in or register or whatever, right? So let's bring that down, and then let's change this to white. Perfect. Change that to white as well. And then here we can give them some kind of safe subconscious psychological way to feel that, okay, this is safe. We don't have to go too much into billing stuff and whatnot. I just want to get in there. I just want to try out the software. I just want to, because I know I do that. If I've seen some software that I like, I just want to get in there and try it out, and without having to enter some kind of credit card information, credit card details, because that really puts me off. I want to see what you got first, and then only then I'm gonna put in my credit card information if I see that whatever this is has got value. All right, so we can say something like straight up, no credit card required, right? And then let's come back here, let's get this, copy and paste it, try it for free, and then just put it somewhere there. Now we need our good friend divider right there. Let's give that a white. Perfect. That's fine. Let's copy this, copy paste, bring it down here. Before we do that, let's make sure we're getting, there we go, and paste that and bring it in the middle. Okay, so we got that. No credit card required. You know, just get in there, just start messing around, do what you need to do, and then if you're satisfied with it, come join us. You know, we know for sure that you're gonna like this service. We know that you're gonna like this product. Right here, let's put another maybe 300. Alright, so now that we have that, the last thing we need to do is to put a footer. So we put a footer in here. We don't want to make it too big. Just something nice, and again, I've done my grays already. And we'll go in there and boom. Alright. Let's decrease that a little bit to where the footer is. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Boom. Alright, so what's in our footer? You can put quite a few things in there. We don't want to make it too complicated, right? We just want to say copyright fly mail 2017, all rights reserved, and boom. Let's see if we got it centered properly. Yeah, there we go. Okay, now where's our good friend? Come down here. Your grid is your friend. It's definitely a very good tool, and it's so easy to create one. The one in Adobe Illustrator, you're using rulers and all this kind of thing, and it's I like this. This one is dynamic. You can get to move it around. You can get to, you know, if you want to edit it, you know, you can do something like this. Say, for example, right? You just do that, and then you do that, you know, and then you got extra, you know, some more ways to measure, you know. So it's quite dynamic, and it's quite powerful that way, and I really love it. All right. Let's see if we got everything on point. Okay, bring it back. All right, so this is sitting okay. It's sitting that's fine, I guess. And then this is already in the middle. So you see these little ones that we just added are a good way to center what's in the middle of this. Okay, and then this one, yeah, if we just put it up there. So this whole thing is the gap, and then this is in the middle of the gap, right? And then we can actually use that same formula to come here and do the same thing. Let's just make sure that it's like that. So you have a situation where you got that. So this needs to be right here, and then this like that. There we go. Nope. Nope. Okay. Let's take a look at it. Okay. See, something simple. Copyright Flymail 2017, all rights reserved. You can actually have an option to put your social media here, your Facebook, your Twitter, your blah blah blah. I just left that. I didn't have the icons to go for that, but you can certainly do that. One thing left to do is I want to create a hamburger menu. So let's take that. Let's do it again. Give it our 24 pixels and drag it over here. Oh no, not you, but you. Drag it over here and copy that, change that to white. That's our hamburger menu. And then let's see if we got our measurements right here. Okay. There we go. Okay. This, if we have that, come on. Let's have that right there. Oh, should we do right here? No, it's too close. Let's see how it looks there. This is already in the middle. That's fine. That's in the middle of that. So our menu, if we have a menu, will be this size right here. So you see how we're measuring everything, and the basis is the measurement of our menu. That's how we keep everything related. Okay. Now coming back here, let's see. Yep, just a little bit like that, and then bring that up a little bit. There we go. And then that's fine. Okay. And then the other thing we need to do now is to give them the option that there is content below. If you want to find out more before you try out, if you want to see the video, take a pic, you know, there's stuff below. So we give them that option. Cool. And let's change that to white. Perfect. And let's drag it and put it in the middle. Let's bring back our friend again. There we go, and come into that, put it right in the middle. There we go. There we go. And there we have it. There we have it. That is our our landing page. Try it for free, request a demo. When you press this, it depresses down. So you see the shadows, it's lifted up. When you press it, it depresses. All right, and then you got all that. You know, take a pic, click here, the video comes through, right? You have all this kind of more information on it. You know, what it does, you build it, right? You customize your list, your sequences, your replies, blah blah blah, and then you send out your emails, right? And then you get some data back in and you measure the data. It's so simple. Simplicity is the key right here. All right, take a pic. How do you do it? What's the dashboard like? How do you work certain things? You know, you see the video, etc. And who else is using that? Oh, you know, you're in good company. Couple of companies are using it. Whoever this, whoever that is, blah blah blah. High quality companies or whatever. So there are companies that are using it. They're not free trialing. They've been using it for some time. So you're safe. You know, when you join us, it's safe. It's you get value for money. So you know what, just try it for free. You don't even need to put in your credit card. Your credit card is not required at this stage. You know, that's why it explains it. At this stage, when you're doing your sign up or you're trying it for free, we don't take your credit card, etc. So you try it for free, right? And then copyright, fly mail, blah blah blah, and there you go. That's your landing page. You know, something that's oh yeah, and then you got your hamburger menu right there. You click it, the menu comes down. Different options, maybe you got your login or log out, whatever. But yeah, like, you know, simple but effective, right? And you know, just nicely designed, streamlined, and just beautiful. And that's what you want to aim for. You want to get that professional look, and there's so much that goes into that in terms of detail. You have to get everything detailed properly, right? The little details are what then bring out what brings out the spacing, you know, the different hierarchies between the fonts and etc. You know, just putting this as caps, all caps, right? Distinguishing the different journeys, right? And subconsciously controlling the potential client that you want them to try it out for free. That's the main thing that you want them to do. But they could actually request a demo. Okay, but really you want them to try it out for free. Okay, and what are they trying? They're trying that and all that kind of stuff, and you're good. So I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial. If you like this video, just, you know, like it. All right, subscribe to the channel, and you know, there'll be plenty more videos coming along. And yeah, have a great day, have a great night wherever you are, and see you again soon.